I'm Brett Ehrlich. Welcome to the Rotten Tomatoes Show on Current. In just a bit, we'll get to the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus and the White Ribbon. But first, let's take a look at the lovely bones.
Yes, does Peter Jackson's ethereal drama pull your heartstrings or just yank your chain? To find out, we gathered reviews from writers, comedians, and you, our audience, and hung them together like ornaments on a very belated Christmas tree of critique.
Here's our review of the lovely bones.
All I can think about now is, why didn't I see something, or why didn't I hear something? Because surely that young girl must have screamed.
In The Lovely Bones, Charissa Ronan plays a teenage girl who is trapped in a homemade dungeon and murdered by neighbor Stanley Tucci.
Instead of going to heaven, she goes to this netherworld between Earth and heaven, and it's from there that she attempts to psychically communicate with her family to help them heal, but also to guide them towards the man who killed her.
It's based on the bestseller, The Lovely Bones, which was that book that every single girl was reading in 2002.
Susie Salmon is played by Saoirse Ronan, who has these glacier blue eyes that pool up with water, and they just break your heart every time they're on screen.
She has this quiet self-assurance that makes her a great leading lady at such a young age.
Charissa Ronan scored an Oscar nomination for her angsty performance in 2007's Atonement, but here, all she gets to do is widen her big blue eyes and act scared.
Stanley Tucci is phenomenal as the pedophile. He is so good in this role that if he walked into this room right now, I would grab my kid and run out of here.
That's amazing craftsmanship.
Oh, well. I took a risk and tried something new and discovered a talent that I didn't know I had.
What's that underneath the stairs?
Oh, that would be the basement.
He thoroughly succeeded in making my skin crawl every time he was on the screen, so bravo.
They took a bald Stanley Tucci and gave him a comb-over, thus proving my point that a little hair is a lot creepier than no hair at all.
I gotta say, I think the verdict's out on Peter Jackson as a filmmaker. It's like a really pretty CGI movie that looks like a really pretty CGI movie with nothing going on.
Okay, it's one thing to show the afterlife as a slow-motion, psychedelic montage, but the entire film is that way.
It's like all of a sudden this girl finds herself in the middle of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
And those scenes look like a screensaver. You could almost expect flying toasters to come by at any time.
Peter Jackson's overwrought epic treatment works in Middle-earth. Not so much with chick-lit airplane fiction set in a time of man-perms.
This is minor league Peter Jackson.
It's not interesting, and it's not very exciting, and it's kind of long and kind of boring.
This film tried very hard to appeal to me as a woman, and as a woman, I'd have to say it sucked balls. Final tomato meter rating, 40%.
The tomato meter comes from our friends over at RottenTomatoes.com.